Hey everyone, Gino Vici here. We are out in Orion Township, right around the corner from Great Lakes Crossing, and tonight we have a very disturbing story of a 17-year-old girl who was a victim of a home invasion. The Oakland County Sheriff's Department says a man broke into her home here on Morgan Street. Again, we're right behind Great Lakes Crossing here, and we're actually in Orion Township. And the Oakland County Sheriff's Department says a white male said to be in his 40s, about 5'11" to 6 feet tall, and broke it into this home here on Morgan Street. And really see how dark it is back here. There's no street lights. The homes are pushed away from the street a little bit. But the Oakland County Sheriff says a man broke into that home. That 17-year-old girl was bathing at the time. He broke into the home. It was just before 11 p.m. and this happened on Wednesday. And deputies say the gentleman grabbed the teenager out of the bathtub. He dragged her down the stairs. Into the living room and forced her on the couch. And really disturbing details of what happened here. He then tried to take his clothes off. She didn't have any on. And we're told that she was able to fight this guy off miraculously. She kicked him in the stomach. That made the dogs start barking. And then we're told the guy, he made a run for it. And as you can see, this is the street Morgan here. You can barely see down this street right now. Mary Bennett says he's been watching her. Someone else said this is Friday. Well, the Oakland County Sheriff's Department just released the information late this afternoon. And again, really disturbing story. Neighbors are just traumatized after hearing this happen on their street here. This is, again, we're right around the corner from Great Lakes Crossing. And, they say they do have a person of interest. They don't know, they're not releasing any names, but they do say they have a person of interest, someone they'd like to talk to. Husmana says, what city is that? This is Orion Township. And I want to back up. I saw a comment, dogs to the rescue. Tom Change says, dogs to the rescue. Good job, dogs. And that is a 100% true statement there. Those dogs started barking, and this guy, he hit the door. He ran down the street, but unfortunately, because of how dark it is out here, he virtually escaped almost unseen. One neighbor we spoke with who didn't want to go on camera did mention that he saw somebody running at that time, but he couldn't make out the description. Judy, this is, yes, Warda and Judy, this is, we're in Orion Township, right around the corner from Great Lakes Crossing, and this is where the Oakland County Sheriff's Department says a 17-year-old girl was sexually assaulted inside her home after a white male said to be in about his 40s, muscular build, about 5'11" to 6 feet tall. And Kelly says, poor girl, you can't even imagine. This guy broke into the home. She was actually in the bathtub at the time. He grabbed her out of the bathtub and he dragged her down the stairs into the living room and threw her on the couch. He forced her on the couch. And what happened next was, thankfully she was able to get out of this. She kicked the guy in the stomach as hard as she could, and the dogs started barking from behind the door in the kitchen. Maybe the guy got scared after the dogs started barking. The guy hit the door. He started running down. Morgan Street right here. This is right off of Baldwin Road, right around the corner from Great Lakes Crossing. Lots of lights, and lots of traffic just a quarter mile away right here. But then you turn the corner here on Morgan Street and it's literally pitch black out here, unfortunately making for an opportunity for this guy to get away virtually unseen. But again, a 17-year-old girl, teenager, someone broke into her home on Wednesday night. The Oakland County Sheriff's Department says this guy sexually assaulted her. She was able to fight this guy off, thankfully. But even then, it has to be just a completely traumatic experience that a lot of people on here saying they feel so bad, sick individual. This girl is very brave, prayers. And you know, it really is. You know, thankfully those dogs started barking, and you know, this guy hit the door. But again, for those of you just joining us, I'm Gino Vici, and we're going to bring you a story tonight from Orion Township. Again, we're right around the corner from Great Lakes Crossing. I mean, you drive not even an eighth of a mile down the block this way, and bright lights, lots of traffic. But then you turn the corner onto Morgan Street here, a very dark street. Houses are pushed back a ways from the road. Very, very hard to see out here at night. And this is where the Oakland County Sheriff's Department says a 17-year-old girl was sexually assaulted inside her home. Now, as far as who did this, deputies say that there is a person of interest. They are not releasing any names. They are not releasing who this may be, but they are saying that this person may somehow have ties to the family. And so, you know, some of these you know, neighbors out here we spoke with, they are just traumatized. They are frightened, and they cannot believe something like this happened over here. You want to talk about a quiet community? It really is. Again, one lane each way, a two-lane road here, about a mile long, and then it dead ends about a mile down the road here. Again, we're right behind Great Lakes Crossing, and you know, police or Sheriff's Department says they're going to be they've been canvassing the neighborhoods, looking for anyone that may have surveillance cameras to see. It was one person saw the gentleman, somebody running towards westbound on Morgan. I imagine they were headed back towards the main road here on Baldwin Road. So it is terrible, absolutely terrible story, frightening. You know, hard to imagine a teenage girl going through something like this, and you know, I can't even begin to imagine the horror this family is going through. But again, the Oakland County Sheriff's Department says that they do have a person of interest they'd like to speak to, and they're not releasing any names right now, but they are saying that this person may in some way have ties to the family. And again, I'm just going to repeat myself one more time before I got to let you guys go, and we're going live at 10 o'clock here, but we're live over here in Orion Township, right off of Baldwin Road. This is Morgan Street. The Oakland County Sheriff's Department says a 17-year-old teenage girl was sexually assaulted. A white male and about his 40s, said to be in his 40s, about 5'11" to 6 feet tall, muscular build. He had dark eyebrows. He had a cloth over his face. He broke into that girl's home. He grabbed her out of the bathtub, dragged her to the living room, and sexually assaulted her. He tried to take his clothes off, but she was able to kick him in the stomach, and the dogs in the other room heard something, and they started barking. This guy took off, and now police are searching for whoever did this. And we spoke to some neighbors here tonight to say they're on edge is an understatement, and they're going to be watching out for each other tonight, and we're going to bring you more about this at 10 o'clock and then also at 7 Action News at 11. Thanks everyone for joining us, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.